Hi everyone. In our last session, we talked about when anger can become a problem. In today's session, I'm going to be sharing some strategies that will help with anger management. You may remember from last session that anger is an emotion or feeling that everyone feels from time to time, and that's okay. Sometimes anger can even be a good thing, as it initiates a fight or flight response, preparing you for actions with the release of the chemical in your brain called adrenaline, preparing you for that action and giving you the courage to take a stand against something that you feel is wrong, or to just stand up for yourself. However, anger can become a problem if it's causing you distress or hurting your relationships. Other signs of anger becoming a problem could be feeling like you're losing control, or saying things that you don't mean that might hurt other people's feelings, or saying things that you wished you hadn't. These are indications that it might be time to practice some anger management strategies, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. When you've recognized that your anger has become a problem and you're ready to start doing something to work on your anger management, the first thing that you'll need to do is take some time to identify situations in which you have the most difficulty managing your anger. So you want to identify your triggers. Some common triggers are being stuck in traffic, sudden change in plans, or just not getting your way. So after you've identified your triggers, another thing that you want to consider and start to think about and learn to recognize is your anger warning signs. So a lot of times your body sends you a message or has these little signals to let you know that you're becoming angry. And that's different for every person. For some, that may be feeling hot, or your face getting red, increased heart rate, so your heart is just pounding. Let's think, what are some other ones? Clenching fist, or your teeth. Some behaviors may consist of like threatening others, or cussing, saying or doing something that you don't normally do. So those can kind of alert you to the fact that you're starting to feel angry, and maybe you should pull out some of your strategies that we're going to talk about today. So the first anger management strategy is just remove yourself. So when you're in a situation and you begin to recognize some of those warning signs that you've already identified as signaling you that your anger may be escalating, then just remove yourself from the situation. That could look like walking away or taking a break. As a parent, this might look like noticing that your child is doing something that you've asked them not to do. In this situation, you've noticed that you're beginning to recognize some of your anger warning signs, and you quickly confront the behavior and say that you just need a minute and go to another room until you're able to practice one of your calming strategies and you feel like you're ready to go back in there and talk about what just happened. The next strategy is to talk to a trusted person whenever you begin to recognize some of your anger warning signs. You can talk to somebody that you trust, a friend, family, loved one, maybe even a colleague. So a common misconception is that if you vent about a problem, then that actually makes you feel better and decreases your anger. Research suggests otherwise. It suggests that if you're venting about a problem instead of trying to come up with a solution, then it actually can have the opposite effect and increase your anger about the situation, or get you worked up about it all over again. So as you're talking to your loved one or your friend about something that has caused you anger, be sure to try to keep the conversation solution focused, so you and your friend can come up with a plan together for how to make it better. Our next strategy is to catch, challenge, and change your negative thoughts. We've talked about this strategy more in previous wellness sessions. So for more information, refer to our session 4 in our Wellness Tips with Lorie playlist that can be found on YouTube and Facebook. The next strategy is called change the channel. So sometimes we are guilty of just letting events play over and over and over in our head, which of course doesn't help decrease our anger or make anything better. Sometimes it could even make it worse. So sometimes we just literally have to change the channel in our mind, either visually, like using visualization, just imagine changing the channel, getting that remote and changing the TV station in your mind to something that's more calming or relaxing or even happy. So that's an example of how you can mentally change the channel, but an example of how you can literally change the channel or shift gears is by doing something, like going and doing an activity, like maybe some yard work or going to do some deep cleaning in your kitchen or cleaning out your closet, something like that will take your mind off of it, get your to distract yourself from replaying the events that happen that are continuing to trigger your anger. So the next strategy is physical exercise, or really just any kind of purposeful movement to burn off that energy racing through your body that's been triggered by the recent release of adrenaline due to that anger creeping up and creeping in. So examples of exercise could include going for a walk, a hike, biking, going to like a group exercise class, all kinds of things. You can even engage in some kind of sport, maybe play some basketball, just anything like that to get moving will help you get out that anger in a healthy way. And the next strategy is to engage in some kind of calming practice or relaxation exercise. So in our Wellness Tips with Lorie playlist, session 5 through session 13, we did a series on calming strategies, and I would encourage you to look at those and practice some of these when trying to manage in your anger. There are strategies from as simple as drinking water to more complex like progressive muscle relaxation and calming poses. So check those out and give them a try. In our next session, I'm going to share the last strategy for anger management. In the video, I'm going to show you how to create a cool down box or a calm down kit, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to have items present and show you everything that you could use to create a calm down box or like a calm down corner. So stay tuned for our next session. Thank you for joining today's session, and I hope you'll stay tuned for our upcoming sessions.